growing up? Did you have dogs?
Yeah, all
You
the
did?
time.
Did you?
We had dogs. We've got one now. We usually had two,
Okay, come on, Ben.
but
What kind of dogs have you always had?
we had a Doberman, and we had boxers for a while.
Oh, Doberman.
Yeah, now we have like a golden doodle.
Oh, Miss Terry wanted the golden doodle.
Well, we went through a lot last football season.
Yeah.
Both of our dogs died within 2 weeks,
my God.
right in the middle of football season. You know how these dogs become sort
Yeah.
of a part of the family.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like catastrophic.
Oh my
And,
gosh. How old were they?
Well, one was 13 and the other one was like 2.
Oh my
But
gosh.
I talked to our, sports psychiatrist, and I said,
Yeah.
"What can I do about this?" I go home every night. My wife's like in shambles about these dogs dying.
Yeah.
She said, "Get another dog." So we were really fortunate that this dog that we got is, like great dog.
Oh, okay.
And fit right in and sort of was a solution to the problem.
Okay. If you look back at your coaching career, when did you feel like you and I've talked a lot about you worked with Earl Bruce at Ohio State, you played the game, you came up through the hard way of earning it with Bill Belichick. When do you think your career, if you look back at it, changed? When do you think like you really got some traction and thought, you know what, I got a chance here to really do some stuff?
2 things. It probably started when I was a defensive coordinator at Michigan State in 1987. We won the Rose Bowl,
Yeah.
won the Big Ten championship.
Mm-hmm.
So I started to feel like, hey man, you might have an opportunity to do something. So I played at Kent State. The Kent State job's open, and I came in second.
Uh-huh.
And I said, I'll never be a head coach. That's why I went to the NFL. But then 2 years later, Toledo calls and says, would you be interested in being a coach here? So that opportunity sort of got me back into thinking, well, maybe I can be a head coach.
Right, right.
So then we had a pretty successful season there, and one thing led to another.
Yeah.
I went back with Belichick in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Then I had opportunities to coach in the NFL,
Right.
as well as college. That probably created some, career sort of what do you do next.
Yeah.
I always liked college because I thought you could have an impact on, players. But, we were always on probation when I was at Michigan State as the head coach until the last year I was there. So we struggled. We always had winning seasons, but we really struggled. We only had 71 guys on scholarship. Got the opportunity to go to LSU.
Yeah.
So, and then it's kind of history from there. But
When you look at all your stuff, do you have, not necessarily regrets. It's more of if you could have done that decision over when it came to your career, as you and Miss Terry were navigating with your family. Is there anything, if you'd had it over, maybe you would have revisited that? Benny, come here.
Well, I think the really crossroad decision from a career path was 5 years at LSU, opportunity to go to the Miami Dolphins. And do you want to stay in college and have a legacy as a college coach, or do you want to go try to show that, hey, you did it in college, you could do it in the NFL? So, but I think the big thing is you learn about yourself. And when I went to Miami, what I really kind of learned is I love coaching in the NFL. The players are motivated for a little different reason, but they still wanted to be good. They still worked contrary to what people think. I learned that I like controlling your own destiny when you're in college. If you had a good program and you're willing to recruit, you could get good players. But it was so much harder to do that in the NFL because of all the rules for parity. And if you didn't have a quarterback, you couldn't win. So it was kind of harder to be successful, where I felt like, hey, in college I could be successful by having a good program, beating people in recruiting, developing players.
Yeah, kind of controlling it.
Doing what's best to help them have success.
Is that what brought you here after the Miami experience?
Yeah.
You just wanted to get back to that?
So that whole detour.
Yeah.
2 years in Miami, then got criticized when I left Miami to come back to college.
Yeah.
All that was, leaving LSU, all that created a lot of consternation, if that makes any sense.
Sure. I get that.
And then coming back to Alabama, the people in Louisiana who we had lots of good friends and loved, the fans there and all that. And that
won a national
really
title.
helped, yeah, won a national championship. They all sort of, yeah,
You're done.
you're done.
So if you did it over, what would have been the answer? Would you have potentially stayed at LSU? Because you were happy there.
Probably. Or I think if we would have signed Drew Brees,
Yeah.
I probably would have been
Stayed.
happy at Miami.
Yeah. Yeah. What an interesting thing. You never know
Yeah.
what you accomplished so much here. We were just driving through town. It's amazing. Just things like the economy, the buildings, everything's brand new. I mean, what you did here in this town, when we used to come in here in 04 and 05, it looked like when Bear Bryant was here, it was probably a good town, but that was 20 or 30 years ago. Now it looks like a brand new town. What are you most proud of your accomplishments? Is it all the wins, all the players that you helped in so many different ways on and off the field? What are you most proud of?
My goal as a coach was always to help players be more successful in life or having been involved in the program. So
Yeah.
whether it was personal development, graduating, developing a career off the field, having guys develop careers so they go play in the NFL, that was always the goal. So it wasn't the winning, it was more the journey
Right.
that you
As
were
you say,
on.
the process of
Yeah,
it.
to be able to create all these opportunities and all these good things for players. And the result of that was, but this all happened in Tuscaloosa because of Bob Witt, Dr. Witt, who was the president who really made the sacrifice to hire me, because when they hired me here, there was nobody in college football making any kind of near money they
Yeah.
offered me to come here.
Yeah.
And an 8-year contract, which was unheard of.
Yeah.
But he had the vision that athletics will be the window that everybody looks at this institution, and we want to grow this institution. So if we're successful in football especially, it's going to help us be able to develop this university in a really positive way.
What vision?
And enrollment went from 24 to 40,000.
Yeah.
And everything kind of got redone.
Yeah.
But that was his vision. I was just one of the characters, in the plot to make it happen.
Yeah, that's incredible. What's the transition been like for you? Everybody wonders, are you enjoying it? I mean, you get out of coaching. I remember you telling me before we got started, I've been in a hurry for 50 years, and it's like I got to figure out what's going on here. You seem happy. I love working with you. You seem like you're enjoying being a part of this team. What's this transition been like for you?
Well, I think that's the important thing, what you just said, because I always feared not being a part of a team, what that would be like.
Yeah, I get that.
But this has made that possible. And I'm still involved in football, and it still gives me something to do, so I'm busy. I like it. But you don't have that 14-hour-a-day stress of solving problems all the time. I don't miss that, because you almost, when you're coaching and you're so committed to it, you don't even understand what a normal human being does and how they enjoy life and able to share time and have relationships, because you're looking at everything through a straw to do what you have to do to get your team ready, focusing on the next team that you play. So this has been really fun, to spend more time with family and Miss Terry and not have the stress of being in a hurry all the time. I was sitting on the bridge the other day and traffic was backed up. And I would be the guy that would get in the other lane and go all the way around everybody and then cut in.
Yeah, of course.
The last minute.
Yeah.
And everybody's cussing you for doing it.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there and people were doing that. And I looked at Miss Terry and I said, last year, that would have been me.
Yeah.
But now I'm happy just to sit here and wait my turn.
Right.
It's just so different.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, we love having you. Appreciate you hopping on here and being a part of this. By the way, have a great weekend. Being back. I know your competitive spirit, Georgia, Kirby, Alabama. I mean, for those 4 quarters, you'd love to be out there, but the build-up and the hype's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is, and it's a big game, but it's what players love is great competition.
Yeah.
And it's not great competition if you don't have someone that you're playing against that is equal or better than you. So that's what makes it fun.
Awesome. Thanks again.
Great.
All right.
Yeah. All right, Ben, you did good, boy.